Welcome to another episode of the Don Davis Real Estate Show. It's your host, Don Davis of Don Davis Luxe Realty Group, broker by EXP, broadcasted live here right at 6161 Savoy. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And upon that rock, He built His church. Upon that rock, we have built our business, and our results are a reflection of our character. That's why we broadcast live every Sunday here, 100.7 KKHT, the Word FM. Just giving you an up-to-date on what's going on in the real estate market from week to week. We like to let you know that we are taking care of customers, always contributing towards SHEBA, the state of home ownership in Black America, but at the same time, helping people have the chance to achieve the American dream. In the studio this week, I have a special guest, one of my favorite sales professionals when it comes to selling new construction homes, and that's none other than Mississippi Mike. Mississippi Mike, say hello to the audience.
Good afternoon, Houston. How y'all doing today?
Houston, Texas. I know y'all out there listening. I know y'all want to respond. I chose Money Mike, Mississippi Mike, over Kanye West. You know, we go to Lakewood Church, and we had the opportunity to go see a Kanye West interview today.
Pastor Joel Osteen's invite to artist Kanye West is getting national attention.
I feel like it's a great opportunity for Kanye. I feel like a lot of these entertainers are like prodigal sons. They went after their birthright, tried to get their money too soon, and now they're realizing no matter how much money you have, you still need Jesus. But I had a guest that trumped Kanye West, and I say that's Mississippi Mike because he's one of the best sales professionals in new construction. Mississippi Mike, go ahead and tell us all about you, where you were born, where you were raised, and then how you transitioned into the Houston real estate market and how it's helped transition your family from one point to the next.
Well, Don, I just want to thank you first and foremost for giving me the opportunity to be on the show this morning. As Don mentioned, we've become great friends here in the real estate industry. I made a transition out here to Houston, Texas, roughly 10 years ago. I was chasing an opportunity to be a sports agent, and I got an opportunity to work with the Houston Rockets in inside sales, made a lot of valuable connections there, and transitioned just through the sales industry in various different roles from retail sales into advertising and marketing, and found my calling here in real estate about 5 years ago. So things were going very well in resale, but in general resale for real estate, but I made a transition with a broker here recently about 2 years ago, New Home Star, Texas, and I represent a builder by the name of Empire Communities, primarily out in the Delrose community. I'm the community sales manager there. We have 12 communities here that we are building homes in right here in Houston, and that builder is spreading that product out throughout the state of Texas, eventually regionally, and before you know it, it'll be a national product. So that's pretty much a short summary of where we are with where I came from and where I am now in the real estate industry.
And I like that. You mentioned that you transitioned to Houston, Texas. You're from Natchez, Mississippi, right? Natchez, Mississippi.
Absolutely.
Well, in the rap industry, you know, we have a lot of local rappers who are coming from humble beginnings, and we're somewhere like Natchez, we'd say that's equivalent to coming out the mud. You came from humble beginnings, but you never looked back. You never saw yourself stuck in one place. You realized, hey, I'm going to move to the big city like Houston, Texas, and you went all out. You shot for, or we say shoot for the stars. You went for the Rockets, Houston Rockets. How has your experience in the sports industry helped you transition into the real estate industry?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, Don, because as you mentioned, that's really our motto coming out of a small town in Mississippi, Natchez, getting it out the mud. You know, there's not a lot of opportunity, but when you get the opportunity to get out and get your chance to shine, then you take it and run with it. So the opportunity for the Rockets put me on a stage where I was able to get in front of a lot of celebrities, a lot of people in terms of 20,000 fans in that building every single night, as well as the city of Houston with over 4 million people here on a daily basis compared to a small city of 20 to 30,000 people. So it just gave me an opportunity to get in front of a bigger audience and showcase my skill set, which I've always been very confident in, you know, my skills and my ability to go to the top of whatever I chose to do. Real estate being that opportunity for me, I made a lot of valuable connections, and it's something that I'm looking forward to in terms of continuing to grow and increase my business.
Well, so you transition from the Rockets, you're in full-time real estate sales, and you choose a company called New Home Star, and that's how you and I connected. You actually work with one of my youth childhood friends that I played football with, college football with, Keith McKinney. So shout out to Keith McKinney, New Home Star VP. Mike, how would you say New Home Star compares and to some of the other local brokerages? Why New Home Star? I mean, you could work anywhere you want. You're a talented individual. You've worked for the NBA. You work for the Houston Rockets. Why New Home Star versus some of the other real estate brokerages?
Well, to be honest, Don, New Home Star was the first brokerage to give me an opportunity to sell new homes. As I mentioned, general real estate is a very tough industry. I think the last count on the numbers was that we have about 40,000 real estate agents here in Houston.
You're absolutely right.
I wanted an opportunity to be able to sell a consistent product. So as you all know, there's a ton of challenges within the resale industry. Being in the new construction industry, you're able to deliver a consistent product, and there's a lot of things that I'm able to manage, and being in control is a big thing for me. So New Home Star being the first company to give me that opportunity, it was just a blessing that I'm able to thank God for daily. I've been able to learn a lot about this industry and be able to connect with a lot of other builders, but I have to be biased in this situation, Don. I really love Empire Communities, and I think they have the best product out there in Houston.
Well, you're absolutely right. I think you guys have a strong product. As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and head to our first break and talk more about Empire Communities when we come back. But keep in mind, the theme of our show is love where you work. Mike loves where he works. He loves where he lives, and he loves what he does. So when it's time to make a business decision about your home, keep in mind, love's going to get you. DDLRG, let's go to a break. I am Don Davis of DDLRG Luxury International Real Estate, and when it's time to make a business decision about your residence, please keep in mind, it's a Don deal.
You want to excel, Don Davis is a great guy to work for. I mean, he's a great teacher and a great leader.
He's more than family. He's the guy that's actually helping me roll. I didn't know anybody when I moved out here. He's the guy rolling his sleeves up saying, come on, let's go move what you got to move.
When it's time to make a business decision about your residence, it's a Don deal. We're back. Don Davis Luxury Realty Group. Keep in mind, love where you live, love where you work. DDLRG, broker by EXP, live here in the studio, interviewing Mississippi Mike on the transition from Natchez, Mississippi, out the mud to the greater Houston area. He didn't shoot for the stars. He went for the Rockets the first time around, and that was good for him, but he wanted to go ahead and make some life-changing decisions that could help people change their life through the real estate industry. And the real estate industry helping people change their life is home ownership. So now you were talking about Empire Communities and how you're able to help sell people a consistent quality product and at the same time change their lives through generational wealth. Keep in mind, once again, you're coming from Natchez, Mississippi. How many homeowners did you grow up around, or how? Give some of the background on that, how you see Empire and how you use that as a ministry to help people get on their feet out of apartments and transition from renting to owning.
Absolutely. Coming out of Natchez, Mississippi, there was not a lot of transition in terms of your neighbors. You may have grown up with a neighbor for 20 years, and to be honest, they may still be in that neighborhood to today. Whereas in a big city like Houston, there's a lot of transition, people moving from apartments to apartments. The average home buyer potentially will buy and sell a home every 5 to 8 years is what the stats will say. My particular position as community sales manager at the Delrose community is very important because based on where the market is right now, my homes are priced at the lower tier for entry-level home buyers, first-time homeowners in most cases. And it's very important that I'm knowledgeable about my product, that I'm also able to be able to represent my seller in the best capacity, but be able to also look out and have those buyers' best interest in terms of making sure that they get the best deal possible, as well as a quality product, and help them virtually build that home for them.
As a matter of fact, you also mentioned the fact that you want to be able to entertain first-time home buyers. I think you are a USDA qualified community, so you do have a zero down payment. You are able to help some people own a home with no money down. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. There are very few pockets throughout the greater Houston area that qualify for a USDA loan, which is a loan based off of moderate income families. So we are able to get buyers in under that particular loan product there in Delrose. So give me a shout if you need more information on that product.
Now, tell me a little bit about the schools. How is the Waller ISD? I hear you guys are doing big things, not only with the facilities, but with the academics as well. Tell me a little bit about Waller that some of the listeners might not be aware of.
So Waller is 4+ star rated schools. There are several elementary, junior high, and there's currently one high school there in Waller. There's going to be building an additional high school, junior high, and elementary school right there in the Delrose community. There's potentially going to be over 1,500 homes right there in that community. And in addition to those schools, some of the communities close by, such as Bridgeland, have upcoming sections that they're going to be zoning those schools to Waller as well. So the district's growing, but it's already at a very good capacity in terms of being a 4+ star rated school for academics as well as athletics.
And that's awesome. I mean, I really think that the humble beginnings that you had being out of Natchez, I'm out of San Antonio, Denver Heights, where we're able to develop a skill set, a survival skill set, that if you say iron sharpen iron and clean it up and make it presentable, you're able to help people transition in a professional world by knowing when to be aggressive, when to what we call market, when to I guess seed time and harvest. It all boils down to knowing that skill set, knowing how to apply it to your current situation. Now, I want to give a shout out to Chief Darlin Evans. I think he's out of Natchez, Mississippi as well, retired Air Force. Chief Evans, thanks for tuning in. I remember when you babysat my kids so I could go to my first real estate class. I don't forget anything. Anybody that's ever helped Don Davis, don't ever think I've forgotten how you helped Don Davis. And at the same time, I know Mike feels the same way about Natchez. Just because we're out here helping others in another city, best believe the checks still go home. I'm sure you still go back and visit. Give somebody an experience. Describe Natchez as a place to visit, a place to grow up, but at the same time, what you really appreciate the most about growing up in Natchez, Mississippi.
Well, it's home. It's home. So at 35 years old, I can still rise and shine and look at Natchez, Mississippi as home. And I'm fairly certain that a lot of my colleagues, a lot of my classmates and family and friends that I grew up with that are either still there or have transitioned to other places feel that way as well. So the holidays are always special. The upcoming Thanksgiving holiday is coming around. There's a guy by the name of Corey Isaac that currently resides in Natchez that's doing a lot for he currently resides in Dallas, but he's from Natchez that's doing a lot for that community. So there's several events that he has planned that I plan on participating there over the Thanksgiving holiday. And eventually I'm hoping to get an Against All Odds Foundation started, a nonprofit for youth and underprivileged youth there in the community, starting there in Natchez and potentially branching out. But in general, there's a lot going on where people are wanting to see that community continue to prosper. And people that have gotten out of the community and made it in some form or capacity, I see all the time coming back to lend their hand to see the youth do better and continue to prosper.
And that's very important. I mean, I always say love where you live, love where you work, but I'm going to go ahead and add another love today. Love where you're from. I tell you, where you're from is your foundation. I can go all the way back to David Scott YMCA in San Antonio, Texas, Denver Heights Boulevard, Martin Luther King, New Braunfels, where our basketball coach, Kirk Brown, looked out for us. After every game we won, he bought us a 12-pack of Sun Kids and packed us in the back of his Buick, and we listened to Curtis Blow all the way back to the house. So love where you live, love where you work, but love where you're from. We're going to go ahead and go to another break. Don Davis Luxury Realty Group, DDLRG. I am Don Davis of DDLRG Luxury International Real Estate, and when it's time to make a business decision about your residence, please keep in mind, it's a Don deal.
DDLRG is for all family groups, whether it's singles, married couples, or families. They specialize, however, in the higher-end upscale properties, but they can handle all borrowers.
We want to create raving fans.
When it's time to make a business decision about your residence, it's a done deal. We're back. Don Davis, Luxury Realty Group, broker by EXP, broadcasted live. Back. Got Mississippi Mike in the studio today on his way to Del Rose Community. If you have more questions for Mike, it's not stopping here in the studio. You can actually meet him in Del Rose today. Del Rose, I love the location, right off of Grand Parkway in 290, right before you get to PV, near FedEx. There's a new FedEx, but even bigger than that, you have that Tanger Outlet Mall. So everybody is commuting 30 or 45 minutes to go everywhere else. If you lived in Del Rose, you're literally 10 minutes from that Tanger Outlet Mall, and you have Waller ISD and a lot of other benefits. How many homes have you built in that community, and what's the average sales price?
Total community build out is just under 400 homes. So we've got a long way to go, considering that we're looking at potentially 1,500 to 1,600 homes at completion. Myself personally, with Empire Communities, we have sold about 75 homes in the year and a half that I've been there. Some of those homes are still under construction, but most of those homes have already been completed and closed. So we do have an upcoming section that'll be released first quarter of next year. It's going to be an additional 82 lots split between Empire Communities as well as the competing building next door, Chesmar Homes. Shout out Kathy Kong. Friendly competition there.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's hard to find. Friendly competition and new construction tells you this guy has great character. Because I'm telling you, I know neighbors that don't even speak when it comes to new construction.
Absolutely. So there's 6 builders out there in Del Rose, and what we pride ourselves on is the community overall. You know, I'm very confident in our particular product in terms of Empire Communities, but Del Rose is just a fabulous place to live, as Don mentioned. You know, Don's brought some of his buyers out to Del Rose. We've put a few agreements together, and not only that, but we've continued to build our realtor network where realtors are feeling very good about making Del Rose the top choice to bring their buyers out to make that transition to their new home.
And that's so important. I know we have a lot of real estate agents that tune in. I hate to say it, but you know, sometimes arrogance, you know, we got Kanye West at Lakewood today, and Kanye's talk about when he became arrogant and how it kind of hurt his career. Well, guess what? There's some builders that became arrogant, and it's hurting their numbers. These builders were these builders, and they felt like their product was so good they didn't need realtors anymore. And now they're going to try to see if they can speak at Lakewood because they need to get their numbers up. So don't wait to have to go to Lakewood to get your numbers back up. Go ahead and be friendly with the real estate agent. Sales counselors with the day of the arrogant sales counselor is over. You cannot do it without the real estate. It's 43,000 realtors in Houston waiting to bring you business. Don't be arrogant when they walk in. That's one of my pet peeves, my soapbox. I'm sorry, I went all the way left with that. But the main thing is we love realtor-friendly builders. Let me tell you why. If you realize, hey, you're not a lawyer, I'm not a lawyer, we're here to make our homeowner get the best deal possible, and at the same time make sure it's a quality home that comes with a warranty that's not going to fall apart after they're signed, then we can all work together. But if you're in for the one-hit wonder where you're just trying to make money off a client, you're not trying to answer the phone during the warranty and things like that, guess what? You won't be around very long. And I know plenty of builders who have went out of business because they would not honor their warranty. So one thing I like about Mike is that it's not Empire Communities. Empire Communities is not running away from realtors. They're not running away from customer service. They're running to customer service. We're going to go ahead and go to our next break. Keep in mind, love where you live, love where you work, and love where you're from, and go see Mike in Del Rose. We're going to come back for our last segment. When it's time to make a business decision about your residence, it's a done deal. I am Don Davis of DDLRG Luxury International Real Estate, and when it's time to make a business decision about your residence, please keep in mind, it's a done deal.
Not only do we take care of our clients and our communities, we also are well kept here at DDLRG.
When it's time to make a business decision about your residence, it's a done deal. We're back. Don Davis Luxury Realty Group. Love where you live, love where you work, love where you're from. DDLRG, broker by EXP. Live in the studio with Mississippi Mike, one of the top sales professionals in the greater Houston area, walking us through how he made it from Natchez to the Houston Rockets to selling one of the best home builders developments out there, Empire Communities. And he all does that from the desk of New Home Star, which is another silent killer under the segment. A lot of people aren't familiar with New Home Star. New Home Star is you explain more. How does New Home Star work with new construction, and what attracted you to that model?
New Home Star partners with builders. So currently New Home Star is operating in about 45 markets throughout the country. Here in Houston, Empire happens to be, was actually the exclusive builder for New Home Star. New Home Star has picked up a couple of additional accounts, Toll Brothers being one of those, Wade Journey Homes. But typically, New Home Star partners with the builders and supplies the sales force for the builders. So I mentioned to you guys earlier that I'm licensed as a real estate agent for New Home Star, still giving me the capacity to do resale deals, preferably family and friends deals in a short capacity. But New Home Star trains the sales agents and supplies the model homes for the builder here. So anybody that wants to buy a home in Delrose, that particular transaction will go through me, and same thing with any of my other colleagues at any of the other communities. A New Home Star realtor would be the sales agent there at that community to sell that home for that builder.
And that's such a win-win for me. I mean, some people will frown upon that, but I love it because now I know that he speaks my language. I know he's licensed by the state of Texas, and he's able to understand what an intermediary agreement is, what a fiduciary obligation is, and what old car is. That's our lingo of how we get things done in the Texas real estate industry. So it's very important that you have somebody who's like-minded when you interact and negotiate. That way you can get the best deal possible, but at the same time move forward with honesty and integrity. In this part of our show, we always want to give a shout out to anybody looking for a career change. EXP Real Estate Expert is always looking for agents looking to take their business to the next level. Feel free to visit our website, viewallhoustonhomes.com, viewallhoustonhomes.com. We actually work very well with New Home Star. So yes, I'm brokered by EXP. He's brokered by New Home Star. We work very well together to get the clients a good, fair deal. You know, they're in a business. They have to make a profit. We're in a business. We have to give a quality home to our clients. So we work together to get you the best deal possible. So feel free to go to our website, look at the resale homes we have for sale. Like he mentioned, Toll Brothers, that's a McMansion. That's what we call a luxury price point. But he also mentioned Wade Journey. That's another first-time home buyer product. So you want to make sure you're working with somebody that understands both segments of the business. If you look on our website, we have featured listings. Contact us if you'd like to see any of those properties at any time. The first one I like to mention all the time is 7827 Bobbitt Heights in Spring Branch. That's a beautiful Frank Lou custom home, and that home is available for sale. We also have 4 acres out in Holderright in Tomball. So if you're looking for some elbow room and you want 4 acres, look up my website and find that property we have at 12035 Holderright. And then we also have a property, actually Mustang Crossing and Quail Valley just went under contract. So that's a done deal. And then we also have some other properties like a quick condo around the corner, 2101 Fountain View. And then we also have some new construction listings. So we have all kind of opportunity all over Houston and the greater Katy area. Speaking of Katy, want to give a shout out to those Katy Tigers for getting that W the other night over Ridge Point. Anything else y'all would like to talk about, feel free to contact us directly. Mike, how do they get a hold of you?
Hey, you can reach me directly by phone at 832-248-3750. You can follow me on Instagram at Mike Sold Another One. Same thing on Facebook, Mike Sold Another One. And you can also just take a short trip out to the community. The address to the model home is 17403 Tidewater Cypress Trail, right there in Hockley, 77447. Any of those avenues will work. Reach out to me and we'll make sure we get you taken care of.
And I like that. Mike Sold Another One. And y'all say, oh man, that sounds so cliche. That sounds so catchy. But let me give y'all a brief example. Like I said, one of my friends is one of Mike's managers. And I'm going to say my friend had another worker there that did not sell any in 7 months. So when you say Mike sold another one, sometimes people are so good they make things look easy, but it's not really easy. It's hard work. It's very hard work. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Don't think real estate is an easy industry. But if you love what you do, if you love where you're from, and you love where you work, love's going to get you. That's all we have today. Keep in mind, when it's time to make a business decision about your home, it's a Mike deal. Mike sold another one. See y'all next week.
Signing out.